Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to carry on discussing cryptography, and in this video we will focus on cryptanalysis. One of the pioneers towards today's types of cryptanalysis was the work of William Friedman. He was responsible for even developing that term cryptanalysis, where we try to break the crypto system, and some of his work was exemplary, the work that he did in breaking the Japanese communications in the Second World War. He established a school at Riverbank for military cryptanalysis and developed a lot of cryptanalysis that today has become a part of then the work of the National Security Agency in the US. So this is very much a pioneer in this area. And there are several other remarkable individuals too. The work of Alan Turing, who really in many ways, well, as Churchill said, shortened the Second World War by 2 years in his work of developing a method of breaking German Enigma messages. The other, of course, was the development of the world's first programmable computer called Colossus, a computer that ran with belts, pulleys, vacuum tubes, but it was the first programmable computer developed by a person who worked then in the General Post Office, but it was the telephone company in the United Kingdom during the Second World War, and it was used to break German diplomatic traffic. Phenomenal history we have in a lot of this area in cryptography. Let's go back to the Enigma machine. We could say that the Enigma machine was, given the technology of the time, unbreakable, but like so many cases, cryptography is broken because of the mistakes in the implementation. The Enigma machine was developed by a couple of Dutch naval officers, actually as a type of cipher that could be used to protect confidential communications. But then it was adopted and used by a number of the German forces during the Second World War, and as such was an example of an excellent unbreakable system. But the vulnerability we have when we make mistakes in the implementation, when we fall into patterns and we don't follow good cryptography processes. The purple machine used by the Japanese to encrypt their messages, and it was primarily used for diplomatic communications. And you had the red machine used for military communications, used before and during the Second World War, based on electromechanical telephone stepping relays using a substitution table to exchange values. Let's move ahead, though, to the electronic era, where governments are able to exchange data electronically. Until now, it's mostly been military, but now we have government agencies that are passing information that's not necessarily military or classified. Besides, the idea of the National Bureau of Standards was tasked with coming up with a cipher that can be used for government communications of sensitive, unclassified information. They decided to use an algorithm that has been written by Horst Feistel, who worked at IBM, called Demon and then called Lucifer. It became Data Encryption Standard, or DES as we know it. It was the standard mandated for use by all US federal government agencies. It was believed that from its adoption in the 70s, it would be able to resist attacks for a good 20 years. And in fact, only in 1999 and 2000 officially replaced with the Advanced Encryption Standard. Where are we going? So, well, we saw then that history had always been based on symmetric encryption, but in the 70s, two gentlemen with Diffie and Martin Hellman came out with the idea or a new direction in cryptography, and this was the beginning of people being aware of this potential to have now asymmetric or public key types of algorithms. This is where cryptography, instead of being managed by a single key that is used both to encrypt and decrypt the message, is now going to be based on the use of a key pair. Two mathematically related keys that will allow a lot more flexibility in the implementation of cryptography. They also addressed this concept of authentication, because you could prove who sent a message, we could know who we are talking to, because this is based on key pairs that are based on one-way function. So you have a directed and trusted relationship between the two halves of the key pair. We often call their work to be the father of symmetric cryptography. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the bell for more interesting content, and thanks for watching. See you next time.